when your teammates want you to play aggressive, it's more just about space creation, not overextending into their team and make it difficult for you. Like right, look at this. Look what you're doing. You're turning your back to a Zen. You're looking for like, you're gonna get a Mercy probably, but like, you see what you're doing? Is your teammates right in telling you that you need to just go in and play aggro and run at them? No, that's not the way to do that. The way you want to play tank now is a little bit more of like aggressive to a certain point, stop, get healed up, go in. Unless you're committed to an all-in strategy, you spent most of this game just trying to chase people in 1v5s because your teammates told you to play aggro. Alright, so today's video, we're doing a Where Are They Now video. So I don't know the exact rank, but the way that Where Are They Now works is somebody we spectated in the past, usually 3 months plus, this is 5 months ago, and they will resend their VOD and we see if they climb. So initially they were a silver 1 tank on PC. Now what we do is we watch this video and we guess to see if they've improved. Kind of adds a little bit of a twist to it, a little bit of an exciting twist. We will see. They say this was a weird game. Some might even call this an ego VOD. I finished with 69 limbs. Nice. As this game almost felt like a steamroll. The enemy had a teammate that DC'd multiple times in the tiebreaker rounds. However, we completely fumbled the second round, and the game ended up being closer than I anticipated. Or, at least close in terms of how most of my games go, since they usually are a steamroll, one way or another. I definitely made a lot of mistakes here, but I feel like my mechanical skills have improved a lot since my first VOD. Would like some feedback on where I am skill-wise and where I need improvement. P.S. There was a moment where my mouse disconnected, so if you see me shooting at nothing and then spinning around really fast, that's why. Thank you. All right, let's see where your improvement's at. Let's see what else you can improve on and where your rank's at. Let's go. You said D.Va's the most boring tank in the game. I disagree. I love playing D.Va, but teach your own. I think that's the one fun part about like Overwatch is that you can like, you know, you can play whatever you want and have a good time. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You can play whatever you want. I can't guarantee that you'll have a good time with that, but... Alright, let's see. Going for the high ground is the correct play. It feels like it's a little bit too late, and then you're also looking away from your left side. So be careful of that. Yep. Remember that when you fly up somewhere, and you really want to take the high ground, like, that's a good play, but you also need to worry about all your angles. So, like, when you go up there, you need to also angle yourself to be able to use your defense matrix to be able to eat both sides of the damage. You actually didn't do that, and that's how you ended up losing your mech. Learn how to use your DM in a way that can get, like, every angle because it has such a wide range. This is like a side note of that, so. Alright. Good job, you know, eating the damage arrow on your Junkrat. Ana throwing grenade there. Time by the Ana. Oh, you saved him! No! A little bit of a tip here. Because I see players do this sometimes where, like, what was the problem with the defense matrix usage there? Because I try my best to, like, also give, like, tips on where I'm seeing something go wrong here. You're going to look at that and you're going to be like, okay, it's fine. But here's the problem with the DM usage. Rather than just defense matrix in the Junkrat, they DM the Mercy, right? What you want to do in that situation is actually defense matrix the player on your team, rather than defense matrix in the hero that's shooting at them. Is this making sense? If they're that close to you, if you just hold right-click on your Junkrat, you're going to absorb any type of damage they have. Instead, you only absorbed the Mercy damage because you were angled at the Mercy, and then the Cassidy shot and killed the Junkrat. So I can give an example of playing Zarya. You would bubble you bubble them, right? You're going to bubble them. That's going to absorb all the damage. Think of like using your defense matrix like a bubble on a teammate and just holding right-click on them. That's where I would say is your best bet in that situation. It's very like a small thing to like showcase, but I think sometimes players forget that, like, if you just DM your teammate, it's the same thing. Like, I'll have people in my chat be like, oh, why are you DMing your Pharah when they're ulting? Well, I'm DMing the Pharah when they ult to protect them from the damage that people are shooting at them, right? So, like, think about that as an example. Or, like, you'll defense matrix like a Pharah or something, and then people be like, why are you DMing your Pharah? That's your ultimate. It's like, no, I'm DMing the damage on them. Another thing you can do there, even though it's very quick, you can defense matrix the Junkrat tire and, like, DM the tire in. Good job eating the ult. Did it DM the Junkrat? I mean, if I go... I mean, I'm not going to really go back on it, but I swear I saw them aiming towards the Mercy rather than on the Junkrat completely. Maybe I missed it. I thought they DM'd towards the Mercy, which would put range where the Cassidy can shoot that. So... that's what it looked like to me, but I mean, maybe I just saw it too quickly. Good job going for the Cass. D.Va's very good at isolating heroes there, so. That's D.Va ult. Remember, one of the strengths of D.Va ult is paying attention to a certain cooldown. Like, if they use their ice block, if Sigma uses shield, right? So, dropping your ult sometimes on the floor is a way to not get ults. Or get a limps. But, like, it works in some ranks. So, like, for example, you were just in silver before, which I think you're out of silver already, from what I can tell. But, like, in silver, that might work all the time, because you just drop your ultimate. We see it in, like, bronze and silver games where somebody drops a D.Va ult on the floor, and, like, everybody's like, oh, is that a buff? And they just run into it and get rolled, right? So... You said the heal button on Mercy is tough to watch. I gotta pause for a second, because I need you to understand something here. All right? They're running Mercy Lucio, okay? So, like, think about this. They're running Mercy Lucio, and you're like, I can't believe the Mercy is heal botted. They're running Mercy Lucio. What did I actually, if I see the Mercy damage boost, then I would be disappointed at this point. I have done a bunch of stuff where I'll be like, Mercy, you got a damage boost? This is a Mercy Lucio comp. If that Mercy ain't healing everybody, they're all gonna fall over. I'm telling you right now. There's no chance that they'll survive any of those team fights if that Mercy isn't just 24/7 healing. Wait for it. I like that. Recognizing that they don't have their cooldowns going in for a kill. Good play by you there.
Kill issue?
Good job. I can definitely say without a doubt you're out of silver. I think mechanically, if I'm doing like an early guess right now, I wouldn't doubt it if you're like gold, like... This, by the way, that right there is where their mouse broke for a second. They mentioned their mouse like hecked up. You know, I want to say you're probably like in gold 1. Flat 5 maybe? One of the two? From what I'm seeing? I'm not going to go with diamond yet. I would say probably like gold 1 flat. Once again, cooldowns, but I will say, outside of the cooldowns, I don't mind the play because you're just trying to get the point. I do that all the time. Sometimes it's okay if you guarantee you win the point. I'm fine with that. So. We'll see though, plenty of time. Nice. See, this is like, this goes in your favor. I just want to point out the Sigma try to run into the spawn. I don't know, wait a second. See, I got to look at the other team though too. I just watched their Sigma try to run into your spawn. So we'll see. Maybe they didn't recognize that the point was capped or something. Look for ultimates, but honestly, it's okay. You got their ult pull out. I'm fine with that. I don't think they're playing bad by any means. I say that as, just remember that, like, you don't need to stand in the middle of the open there. That you just want to back away. At the same time, what might have happened there is it looked like maybe it was just like you thought you were at the corner. I'm going to chalk that up to, like, you thought you were at a different part of the map. That's what I'm going to chalk that up to. So they wanted to, like, back up to get their suit back, but they thought they were somewhere else. I think that's what happened. I actually believe that's what happened. You love the Winston spectating because they get mad at the bubbles? I mean, what, you love the jubbles? The jump in and bubble? I mean, that's just getting out of, like, the Overwatch 1 mindset of Winston. That's totally okay, though. Like, I get it. Nice pick on the Moira. Dude, their Sigma has a play style. Very aggressive, very much in the back line. It's very intriguing, to say the least. This would be a good ult timing, by the way. Yep. Good job. Just so I can... Just so I understand this correctly, did I just watch the Sombra EMP a Mei wall? I saw that, right? Correct? Like, I watched their Sombra EMP the Mei wall? Eh, we've all been there. It happens. That was great, though. Good target focus, by the way. Going for the Mercy there was the correct play. You made a mistake there, and you got lucky that you didn't lose your mech. Remember, anybody, if you're going up against a Junkrat and you're very much in a close-range situation, aim your DM at the ground where the Junkrat passive happens, and you eat all the damage. Now be careful of playing this close. Okay, so the team playing this close makes me think that gold won. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta, like, remember, part of this VOD, I also have to, like, try to guess. But, like, there's a certain point when you climb in ranks that you stop playing where they're playing. But what I was gonna say, there's a certain point in ranked where, like, your team stops playing at that statue and you fall back and play the point. So, like, I need to figure out what rank that is. So we'll see. Good follow-up. That certainly was a res attempt by their Mercy, wasn't it? Good ult. I will say, like, you did say it was a bit of an ego VOD, and, like, you're not necessarily wrong in the sense where I feel like you're playing pretty good. There's definitely things you can work on, but we've already kind of, like, talked about it, like, kind of in real time. I think sometimes you might hard focus too much on going for the elim, like you said. Also, I see what's happening right now. They're pushing the cart with Sombra. Okay, yes. Remember, everybody, you can look up top to see, like, what... A little bit of a tip for people, like, who don't want to, like, look at the cart and don't know if it's being pushed. Like, just look at the number up top. You see how it says 1? That means they have 1 on the cart. And it will be the color of, like, whatever, like, the team you're going against. So, like, for example, like, the blue team. Well, actually, when you're playing, you'll be the blue team. But you know what I mean? Like, it will show you what team is pushing the cart, so it can give you an idea without having to, like, even look at the cart itself. You can just look at that. Now, you know the Sombra went in on their EMP, so if you... I was going to say, if you shoot at the Sombra, you're going to maybe get the elim. I'd do that. I would be... That is one of those moments where you just, like, can tell you have a free pick, and then you lose the free pick, and you're like, aww. Alright, I'm going to give you ult time. It's here. Moment you see Ramatra use shield, ult towards the cart. You'll get kills for free. Ult now. Ult now. I'm telling you right now, you want to just clear that cart, you might have lost your timing. You just watched a Ramatra run away. Actually, kill the Mercy. Never mind. I was going to say you had a free ult kill with him, then the Ana is not even... Their Ana hasn't even remotely paid attention yet. I'm not even kidding you. Their Ana is zoomed in like, the back line. They weren't doing anything to help it, but I still think, like... Okay, I'll kind of give you a rundown of this, okay? Ready? They had an Ana who was all the way over here. Zoomed in, scoped. They had a Mercy right here. They had... It was like, what, a Reaper and then someone else. I think it was a Sombra. So at this point, you know that you have cart control. So what I want you to actually do in this situation is I actually want you to stay here and be really annoying for a while. And the reason being is because if you let them, like, start to do what they do here with Ramatra, you lose, like, a team fight, right? Look at the time on the clock. At this point, you want to, you know, you're going to lose a team fight due to, like, an ult advantage they have at this point, right? Or, well, not even necessarily an ult advantage, but they have ults. And you can be a nuisance back here. And the reason being why you make this decision is because the Ramatra was gone. They were out of the team fight. So let's say that you go to the card here and you stop it. You've killed their Mercy. You know, they start to panic a little bit. They got to fall back. Maybe you kill the Reaper. And at the very worst, you can play health packs. You have a health pack right here, and you can rotate out this way, right? Do you see, like, why I'm, like, kind of showcasing what you can do here, especially when you recognize what they're doing? These are the type of the moments that in Overwatch you need to pick up on at any rank. You start to recognize when there's a play that you can make, and you make it almost immediately. And I thought you were going to do that when you went for the Mercy, but then you kind of peeled back rather than playing health back and, like, playing, like, corners. So I just want you to think about in that situation that if you have vision of 2 people out of a team fight, especially when the Ana doesn't even remotely react to anything that's happening over here, I think you actually can take this team fight, get at least 2, and this cart doesn't move, even if the Ramatra makes the same play. Think about the difference of a retake. Look at the difference of a retake when the cart is here and when the cart is here. Now, when you come back from spawn, the cart will be around here, and while you can still hold, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage in comparison to before. So, anyway, sorry. I went a little bit in depth on that one, but I kind of wanted to showcase people like Overwatch timings. It's something I'm trying to bring into more of the videos now. Okay, here we go. Now, thankfully, what happened on your retake is the Mercy decided to fly into your spawn to try to res somebody after the Ramatra went too far. So it worked out. But do you see what you ended up retaking on the cart? Imagine if they don't overextend there, how much of a worse team fight that is. You see that? You see that? What rank are they? I don't know yet. Last time we watched them 5 months ago, they were silver 1. I'm gonna guess that they're in gold now, but probably like towards like the tail end of gold, going into plat. I think I'll probably end up solidifying around gold 1, but we'll see. We'll see. Reaper no fade. Look for the advantage there. Nice. Still can kill the Reaper. Good on the Sombra. Shouldn't be too bad.
Surrender to my will.
Okay, so I'm going to teach you something here. Don't do that. At a certain point when you have a good percentage, you can literally just sit here. Like, think about what you just did where you ran into them in a straight line to do stuff. Look at this. Look at this angle right here. A nice, safe angle, and you're fine. Just look at this. Do you see this? Look at this. Those are the type of situations where, like, it seems like, okay, it's fine. You'll be back in time. But now they have a huge advantage to take the map control on your team. So we'll see how this goes, but you may get back into this team fight in a little bit more of a scuff situation. So you did get here in a scuff situation. Now look, now you have your ultimate, but like, look what happened. You see this? What happened? So that play that you made, you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll be back in a minute. But guess what? They killed you in their spawn, and they have numbers to run right at your team. So instead of having like a really good opportunity to get like a nice D.Va ult and like play it correctly, you run at them as Baby D.Va, and look what happens. Look what happens. It's an unlucky ult placement. I mean, fair, but like at the same time, they still lose the point. All because you decided to run in as Baby D.Va. So remember the importance of like being that rock for your team in that situation. You can't just run into them in a straight line, especially when you have free ways to get your ult back, especially with that angle that I showed you. So plays like that can make or break. You mentioned like, oh, that ultimate was rough. That ultimate was rough. Yes, it was a rough ultimate. But let's kind of talk about a little bit of that, like, why it was a rough ultimate. When you come back from spawn and they're popping all their ultimates because they have map control, your ultimate becomes more of like a reactionary ultimate than like, I'm going to go make this play ultimate. So like, do you see the problem that you ran into right there as like using your D.Va ult? Like, you ran into the issue of you had to use a bad ultimate because you made a bad play previously. That could have been fixed by doing something else. Okay, here we go. See, here's the thing. I haven't watched enough plat games to know if plat plays with the statue. Because that's going to be the make or break of me guessing what this rank is going to be. Like, if plat plays at this, there's a chance it's plat. I haven't seen enough plat games, I don't think. Okay, you went top right for the same spot again this time. I get what you're doing. Going for high ground control. Good play. Creating space by just being aggro. I like it. Where are we at now? Wait for it. Good DM usage. Nice. Okay, not bad. And good job using the, good job getting map control to, force them to switch around there. You said plat plays there too? Okay. That's what I was wondering. All right, good to know. That will be helpful for me, is what I'm saying. On his low? Nice, good job. You knew they were going to go for the res, but, I'm okay with this. I think you actually win. Yeah, I was going to say. They're just going to waste their time. You hear Reaper flanking. Yep, good reaction. Good reaction. Nice job. Do they have a sim run in that? Oh, it's overtime now. This is where everybody runs to the cart one by one. So normally I would be like, oh, go help them, but I know what you're doing. You don't want to get off the cart. I get it. I get it. That's a bad sim ult, because they can... Little side note here for anybody. If you're playing Moira, and then, they clearly have an advantage, and then, I mean, not Moira, Sim, and they ult, don't make your reactionary ultimate to be a Sim ult behind them, because Moira is actually one of the few heroes that can just shoot through your wall and just roll you. So, definitely be very careful of that situation, all right? That's all I'm saying. Just be careful, because that could be tough. You have the right idea, yeah. I'm not gonna get mad at your statue gameplay here because I would do the exact same thing. Because you're the one that can trust yourself to be on cart. So, like, you're actually making the correct play here. I would do the same thing. I just don't... Anytime I get off the cart, chat knows this, my teammates all agree to get off the cart. It's like someone goes, oh, the D.Va got off the cart, let me get off the cart too, and then you just lose. So I get it. You said 4v5. Yeah, they said there was an unfortunate, like, lag out moment that was happening, like, to one of their teammates. Which is obviously frustrating in, like, these crucial moments of a game where, like... But yeah, they keep lagging out. Which definitely feels bad. But they mentioned that, so... In your suit. Defense Matrix is going to be important here, by the way, for your team. So make sure to use it. Alright. Okay. Like, part of me wants like you to get off the cart so badly just to get these free kills. At the same time, I get why you are. Plastic Fruit, thanks for the 13 months of tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. I know why you aren't. You know what I mean? He said, oh, he said, okay, so you were saying that if it's overtime, why wouldn't you drop your ult right away? Because it's all timing based, right? Like dropping your ultimate right away sometimes isn't going to be the correct play either, right? Like, for example, people will be like, oh, why didn't you use your default in this said situation or something? And it's like, well, the only way I give them a free pick is by getting out of my mech, right? So sometimes as D.Va, actually, you want to be a little bit safer with your ultimate, depending on the situation, because the only way they can really kill you at that point is by if you're baby D.Va, right? So sometimes when you're playing that, and you have, like, an option of, like, do I use my ultimate here? Sometimes the option is going to be not to use your ult. And the reason being is, like I said, the only way they kill you at that moment is if you're baby D.Va. So I actually will be a little bit safer with my ultimate in overtime, unless I see a really good timing, of course, right? But when they're playing very close to you, etc., like, you want to be a little bit safer, because that's the way that they get you as D.Va. I see too many times where people try to force a D.Va ultimate in, like, overtime, and then they just fall over, and then there's no, like, they have nobody on the card, so you use it more as, like, a defensive ultimate. Than you would for, like, a little bit more aggressive. So, yeah, that was a good push. I think it was also unlucky for the other team. I actually think the other team had good momentum, but then they kept losing a player. It's really hard to, like, win a team fight, especially in, like, a 4v5 situation in overtime, because overtime spawns are longer. So, like, not only you're at the disadvantage of being in a 4v5, you also have longer spawns, which then reduces how many team fights you have. So, like, it's actually the worst time to have a 4v5. Like, you can still, like, win a team fight here and there on 4v5, but, like, when you lose somebody in overtime, like, you lose ult timings, you lose the ability to build your ultimates. It's like the worst time to have that happen. So, definitely I feel bad for this game, especially when they have the momentum, too. He said Sim swap against D.Va isn't too shabby, but that's just you. I mean, Sim's good against D.Va because it's like beams, right? So you're gonna, it's like same thing as Zarya. You know what I mean? Watch out. I mean, honestly, it's kind of the correct play to wait as long as possible. Actually, truthfully, you made the correct play because you're just waiting as long as you can. Even though, like, you're memeing them, but, like, that kind of is the correct play. All right. So, first of all, one thing I still want you to work on is your decision-making at times is a little bit off. But, like, honestly, you didn't really play that bad of a game. Outside of, like, the small, like, defense matrix issues here and there, you know, the baby D.Va play you made was not ideal, but, like, I think I kind of showcased that. I honestly, feedback-wise, I would just keep working on your mechanics. I think, like, your mechanics are definitely better than last time, that's for sure. But I also think, like, you can keep improving on that. You're getting the right idea, but I definitely think you need to continue to improve on that side of things. Flight control was getting better. Like I said, DM usage could be a little bit better. Outside of, like, some decision-making issues and timings, I think you're on the right track. Especially timings. I remember how I showcased you that timing on third point. Start to look for timings like that, and I think you'll see even more of an increase. But, like, you actually really didn't play too terrible at that point. That's pretty much where I would put that. On to the next part is guessing the rank. So initially, before they were like, told they were playing too passive, etc. I don't think it was you were playing too passive in the situation. I think you were a bit more aggressive on your timings. But now, if I'm going to guess the rank, I'm going to guess. I could be completely wrong. I'm going to go with Gold 1. I don't think Diamond yet. It's either Gold 1 or Plat 5. Exactly. And I think Gold 1 is where I'm going to settle on, because I think there's been huge increases on your gameplay. But, like, when I look at what the other team is doing, I need to take into account how they're playing. And a lot of what was happening was exactly what we see around that gold kind of, like, low plat level, where You play in the more aggressive spots that you would play in like bronze and silver. Players start to play a little bit smarter and like how they're going to play. Like there's a lot, but you can also tell that like it's not in that diamond level. So I think this is going to come down to just like either high gold, low plat. But I'm going to go with, just for the sake of guessing, I'm going to go with gold 1. And their new rank is silver 4. Dude, what? There's just no way. I'm sorry, but like I don't. I can assure you, you're not silver. I don't know if that's a confidence boost you need, but like I do not think you're silver. Is that bad? That I like? Am I wrong to think that? Like I don't think you're in silver. No, I know bronze and silver plays the statue. I was explaining that too, where like I know they play the statue, which is why I was looking at that. I'm like, that's why I know it's not like diamond or even like high plat, but silver. Here's the good news. You had some good moments. Keep working on them. You'll climb. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I think you played well enough for me to like think you were almost in gold plat. I think you're going to be there soon. I think you have this. Absolutely. It was just confusing because like, I don't know. I was very much in the mindset of that you climbed. You know what? I think you'll be fine. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You can see my Discord. That is where you would do that. Pretty much anything you want to submit would be on there. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. We all, also stream on YouTube, actually TikTok right now too. So stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.